All right. What's up, folks? Let's get into it always right with your boy Reggie Owens. Now the world is jumped on what I've been talking about for the longest. Now everybody is aboard of what I've been saying about this garbage can coach. Garbage can coach of the dog pound, Cleveland Browns. Kevin Stefanski, L Doodoo Prime. He is Doodoo Prime. Shedeursanders' father is Coach Prime. Kevin Stefanski is Doodoo Prime. He is prime steak on ish. Get this fool up out the league like people are calling for now. And after watching tonight's game, there is a resounding trend going on about the call of getting rid of Stefanski. Even people who was like, man, forget Shedeur. Shedeur ain't this. Ain't nothing gonna change. Stefanski, coach of the year, and all that other stuff. I mean, everybody I've been coming across, uploading these videos, things just popping on my feed, and they all are calling for Cleveland to fire this garbage excuse of a coach named Kevin Stefanski. I mean, that shit is just blowing up all over the damn internet. And I'm like, finally, people have woken up. You know, sometimes it take y'all a while to wake up, see what the writing on the wall is, and then they start making the damn calls. Get rid of this fool. Get rid of it. And the crazy part to see that Shedeur and them march to the damn doorsteps of tying that game and pushing it to overtime is beyond me, homie. I was watching that game and I turned from it. When that game went to, it was like 5 or 4 something minutes left in the game. I'm like, man, this shit over with. It was 31-17. I'm like, man, ain't no way they coming back in this one. And then it was crazy as I'm watching this game because when it was who fumbled that ball? Sampson. Right before they run the ball, I'm up there. I make a little statement. It's like, man, they better hope they don't fumble the ball on this play. Hand that ball up. Boy ran outside. Damn linebacker put a helmet on the ball. He fumbles it right at like the 12-yard line. Then when I was getting ready to turn off the game after the Cleveland ended up going 3 and out, I turned away from the game. I'm like, this game over with. Said, and then I'll be like, it'll be crazy if they come back. I'll be like, it'd be crazy. I turned away from this game and Cleveland came back. Only for me to find out hours later, that Shedeur then marched Cleveland all the way back to the possible tying of the game and pushing it to overtime. And what does Stefanski do to take glory away from this 5th round, didn't want to be picked quarterback that he's brought to this team? He pulled them out. Same way he did when Shedeur started in his first game. And Shedeur scored a touchdown for Cleveland. Or did he march Cleveland down to the goal line? I think he scored a touchdown for Cleveland, and they were going for 2. And Stefanski, whatever it was, Stefanski pulled Shedeur out to run that bullshit Wildcat shit he does. And then here in this crucial moment with the game on the line, they had to go to that because he tried to run a 2-point conversion early in the game that ended up not going its way instead of kicking a field goal. In this crucial moment in the game, this fool brings that wild card shit in there. Brings that Wildcat bullshit in the game. And the play ends up busted. Fucking running back, he ends up running out right, having a roll, reverse field, going back over to the left side, looking to hope somebody's open. There's 2 goddamn Tennessee defenders over there. Damn near got the ball picked off. 2-point play busted. And you mean the Cleveland hopefuls, like the super fans of Cleveland that were in attendance at a game to where it ain't nothing Cleveland playing for. These dudes really love that team. And Cleveland playing against one of the other worst teams in the league in Tennessee, and they lose a game. A game that seems to be sabotaged by this coach. I don't know how the hell Shedeur marched his team back to almost tying this game up. I don't know how he did that. but spectacular effort. But these are the type of videos I'm seeing all across the damn internet. This one had me dying. I had to upload it and share it. Beat this.
Kevin Stefanski is hurrah, man! Absolute fucking hurrah! So the Browns score on this shot by Shedeur, and now they need a 2-point conversion to tie the game. And just look at this play. Imagine Shedeur-Sanders leads you to a comeback, and this is the fucking Mickey Mouse shit that you run to tie the game. This is hurrah, man! What the fuck are you doing? No, this is, if you're not fired tomorrow, Stefanski, I'm going to die! I mean, just look at this guy fucking Sanders go! This is the most life I have seen the Browns have in years! Shedeur just fucking put his cock on the table, man. Let it come back, and his dumb dildo fucking decaying fossil head coach ruined it.
That's how everybody feeling about this shit. Stefanski is a bona fide idiot, homie. It is over with. Get this damn dude up out of here. Get Cleveland ownership the hell up out of here, man. That video had me dying. Everybody is starting to voice the same shit. And I've been saying it. Get this fool up out of here. He don't know what the hell he doing. These some idiotic coaches, man. Get these old Lane Kiffin ass dudes about the NFL. And then Axis says, did the idiot get fired? Everybody hoping. Now everybody's calling that he gets fired. And I think by tonight, maybe tomorrow morning, they're gonna have to fire him. And then Mirror says, team always right. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Always right around this motherfucker. And then I was listening to Shedeur Brothers video. Shedeur Brother video where he uploaded, and that video gonna do a lot of damn numbers. That video is gonna do a lot of damn numbers because a lot of people are excited about the efforts by Shedeur, and the statistics look pretty great. Statistics look very great. And everybody's calling for that. So Shedeur just really outshined and embarrassed the fuck out this coach. Going with the comeback that he led, keeping the team right on the doorsteps of potentially making such a last ditch effort of tying the game up, possibly taking it overtime and winning the shit. And the coach sabotaged that shit with his ridiculous efforts in coaching, or deliberate efforts in coaching the team to losing the shit. And so when I watching the brothers video, what's the name, Deion Sanders Jr. and shit, he was showing at the end of the game where there's players all over on the Tennessee Titans side that are just congratulating Shedeur. Man, you selling these tickets, man. You keep doing your thing. Keep your head up. Keep grinding. Keep doing your thing. Everybody is so positive. Everybody's just uplifting when it comes to Shedeur. Nothing but positive feedback from people on the opposite side of the damn field. And they see what's going on. The players watch this shit, let alone not just fans. The players see right through this Kevin Stefanski shit, this NFL shit, and the rest of it. And if the players took a greater stand, they'll put a lot of these owners in goddamn their damn place. Because like I always stated, these damn teams wouldn't hold the value they hold if it wasn't for players with a complexion to them. These teams wouldn't be of none of that. They wouldn't be able to sell teams for billions of goddamn dollars. There wouldn't be other players able to go into this sport to make the millions they have. And all these sports, it's the thing that Black American athletes have put on their damn backs, have made the sacrifices for people to earn what they earn, because they have brought a greater value and appreciation to this type of entertainment that people have come to watch. Have revolutionized the hell out these games, and respect should be there. Not saying they got to bow down and kiss ass, but you don't do deliberate ass shit. You don't do deliberate shit to sabotage someone. That you'll pull this fool out, throw some damn running backs in to go under center and run a stupid ass play that all these teams already know what you're going to do. They didn't watch you do this shit 100 goddamn times. And then Gabby Sean says they had Shedeur money line for throwing over 158. Says easy money. Says I wonder if Stefanski just following front office orders. Says more light should be shed on the on that front office as well. Yeah, it's all of them. All of them are complicit in that bullshit. But I think this is Stefanski. I think this is Stefanski's doing. But I wouldn't put nothing past the damn front office. Like, it's just like, man, what are y'all gonna do? Y'all gonna lose the damn fan base? You're gonna continue to lose money? Like, what y'all ready to ride with? What you got a dude out here who can quarterback. That's the one thing Shedeur can do. Is that motherfucking put that ball where it needs to be. He puts that ball where it needs to be. Does he like to hold the ball? And the thing with him holding the ball ain't him just holding the ball. It's him looking downfield, hoping that things open up, because he'll get the ball down there with his receivers. And his receivers are starting to open up on things, starting to get a little bit of separation. They're going at the balls and shit like that. Because now they finally got somebody who can get the ball to him versus Gabriel, whatever that fool name. He's been off the field now. He's been such a non-factor. I forgot his name, but Gilbert or Dylan Gilbert is his name. He wasn't getting the ball nowhere. And these damn receivers weren't accustomed to going down the field. Like, man, come on, man. It's time. It's time to move on. It's time to get a new situation there in Cleveland. And a situation that wants to work with athletes. Not you going this shit, having your favorite player and this and that shit. You work with what you got. And then Matt 61 says 4 touchdowns, and he takes Sanders out for the 2-point try. Yeah, that shit was some asinine shit. And it was disrespectful. But I said it was disrespectful last time he did it in Shedeur first start. Thought that shit was extremely disrespectful. And then he pulls that shit today. And Jesus says, welcome to the snow. Says, and congratulations to the show. Welcome to the show. Salute. Thanks, bro. Godbody Sean says, even white folks mad. White folks are the main ones pissed off about this shit. The white fans are the main ones calling for the firing. And then not alone just the white fans, I'm watching people on the network TV shows calling for it. The first video I saw this shit. This is what made me go see like what happened in the game is when what's that fool? Skip Bayless talking about fire Stefanski. I said, man, what the hell are he talking about? And I'm watching the video and he talking about what Shedeur did. I'm like, well, what the hell? Hold on. I see the game end by 2 points. Say, how the hell did that happen? How the hell did they come back? I'm like, that game was over with. Like I said, it was 17-31. I turned from that shit. Then hearing when he calling for the firing of the dude Stefanski because he said the fool pulled Shedeur out. On the 2-point, I had to go back and see this shit. And then a lot of videos start rolling in. Then looking on Instagram, people rolling this shit in. And then all the videos popping up, fire this dummy. Fire him. And that's the thing they should do. And then I seen Willie D go live on that shit. He was going off on it. I done seen what's his name from the pivot? What's the dog from the pivot? The safety. He worked for a network. He called for that shit. Burleson, I seen call for it. A bunch of these dudes work for fucking networks, saying they all calling for this fool to be fired. Because people can't deny it anymore. They can't hide that shit anymore. These dudes are deliberately pulling this shit. And he says even white folks mad. And the TV in the building says, salute, Mad F in a row, and they laughing at that video. I'm going to play that video one more time with this fan going off. Says, Cleveland play calling says it's fucking terrible. Some very, very horrible play calls. Absolutely. Absolutely, man. And then what was the Shedeur interception? That shit was on a screen. I think they tried to run a screen. The dude broke on that shit. That's how he threw that interception. And the guy by Sean says, highest selling jersey as a rookie and getting treated like shit. Says, I never really saw this ever. See, I didn't even know where the jersey sold. I wouldn't put it past that Shedeur got the highest selling jersey. And that's crazy. And that's crazy as fuck. It's time for them to go. It's time for the league to take over this team. Get the ownership up out of this damn league. The NFL can't afford to have leagues that are doing deliberate things to sabotage athletes' careers. These athletes don't bust their asses all their lives and then to go into college to prove themselves to make it to this level, and then to get here to have some coach that has it out for them. It's enough of that shit. That's why I don't like the NFL. I don't like a lot of these motherfuckers. I don't like a lot of people in general because you see people are bitches. And especially what you watch Tennessee them pull with great motherfuckers too. You don't watch Tennessee pull that shit with Steve McNair, Eddie George. You don't watch them pull that shit on one of the greatest quarterbacks I done seen who they deliberately fell in fucking Vince Young. And then watch Washington Redskins pull that shit with a number of quarterbacks. Jason Campbell they pull that shit with. And I say they pull that shit with RG3. Who else I watched fuck over somebody's career? I didn't watch the Cowboys fuck off that one first black quarterback they ever had, and Quincy Carter. Who else I watched them? It's man, the list goes on and on of these motherfuckers. When a coach don't like somebody, or they not their guy they chose. Fuck is you. Fuck y'all find all these Lane Kiffin ass chumps to bring into this damn sport. That's the problem with football and a number of these sports. Picasso says, yo, salute. And then Jesus Hernandez says, white folks mad, man. They mad than a motherfucker. Let me play one again. Let me play this. This one classic, man.
Kevin Stefanski is hurrah, man! Absolute fucking hurrah! So the Browns score on this dot by Shedeur, and now they need a 2-point conversion to tie the game. And just look at this play. Imagine Shedeur-Sanders leads you to a comeback, and this is the fucking Mickey Mouse shit that you run to tie the game. This is hurrah, man! What the fuck are you doing? No, this is, if you're not fired tomorrow, Stefanski, I'm going to die! I mean, just look at this guy fucking Sanders go! This is the most life I have seen the Browns have in years! Shedeur just fucking put his cock on the table, man. Let it come back, and his dumb dildo fucking decaying fossil head coach ruined it.
That's how these fans is feeling tonight, man. Oh my God. I couldn't imagine being one of the fans that was at this game and watched that shit. I could not imagine being one of these fans who, stayed through this shit. Watching your team that's already having a badass season to go in here and play a team that only had one win. And then to watch this dude mount an incredible comeback and only for the coach to pull him out when they need to go for 2. It don't get no more deliberate, and this dude saying, no, I cannot have this guy succeeding and embarrassing me. Get this coach up out of here. Get this coach up out of here. And Godbody Sean says, Shedeur says, get a good coach. Says, Shedeur get a good coach and some weapons. Says he can be close to Caleb Williams, Pat Mahomes type players. And I'm glad you brought Caleb Williams up because Caleb Williams had a hell of a year. Got the Bears on a hell of a road too. They lost a good game to look, as soon as I bring up Green Bay, who walks in here? Cowboy fan Deuce. The number one Michael, because I was about to say something about Micah Parsons, too. Just as soon as Deuce Times wrote something, he must have, since I was about to bring up Micah Parsons, because you had brought up Caleb Williams. And it was like seeing Caleb Williams having a great year, but end up losing to Green Bay, Micah Parsons' team, seeing Micah Parsons having a good year. Like, I like that shit. I love to see certain people. I can give a 2 fucks about a team. I like the players. I like to watch players have success, and that's why I can enjoy football outside of when you got whole ass shit in this damn league. In this game owned by a bunch of Donald Trump looking ass pussies, man. Fuck out of here. Jesus Hernandez says Sanders is the number five selling jersey in the entire NFL. Says I didn't even know that. Yeah, I didn't even know that neither. I didn't even think to look at jerseys. Godbody Sean says highest selling jersey says amongst rookies. Man, yeah, I can't. It probably ain't even close amongst the rookies. A 5th rounder. Ain't that some crazy shit? Could you ever imagine a motherfucker in a 5th goddamn round jersey being the number 1 selling jersey? It's some wild shit. It's some wild shit. You can't deny what the fans fucking see. Like, that's the disgusting side to this football shit. And then L5 player in the building says, salute. And then Picasso says I like how these fans of sports. Oh, that one jumped on me. Says I like how these fans of sports are so detailed at dissecting the game. Says they're catching potential cheating players on their says potential players on their 8 coaches or in their coaches. What the hell was that supposed to be? And cheating on their 8 coaches. I'm lost on that one. But a lot of fans, ever since the little breakthrough about fixing games and shit, a lot of fans are starting to point that shit out. I done watched somebody the other day come to me, ask me if I watched the Giants game from last week where the kicker, the damn field goal kicker, been kicking field goals his whole football life, kicks the goddamn ground. This motherfucker, and I mean literally kick the ground, not kick the grass. That motherfucker foot cock back up and go right into the damn ground. Could have broke his damn foot in half. He kicked the damn ground so hard. It's like, what the fuck? How the hell you get in the NFL and you kicking the fucking ground? I'm like, man, these fools it's some strange shit. That's why I don't get into that gambling shit. Like on sports gambling, hell to the no. Hell nah. These fools out here are clowns, man. They be doing clown shit in these damn sports. And then you had where they was showing something with the Raider game. People thinking they saw some fixing in the damn Raider game and shit with a kicker. Now, I don't put nothing past none of these fools. Basketball, boxing, all that shit. I think gambling has been some of the worst shit ever brought into sports. There's certain things that should not cross into certain things. It's like making health and the cost of health being for profit and where corporations run it. That's something that should not be that. And gambling in sports should be a thing that should not be allowed. And because they'll lead to that shit. You don't know what players are doing if they're playing their best or trying to stay within point spreads and shit. Dusine says par for the course, says in Cleveland. And then in the Rob G in the building says Coach Times in the building says how about them Cowboys? They losing. And the Dusine says how many sacks Parsons gets today? They pretty sure they triple and double team Parsons today too, Deuce. But I'm pretty sure y'all needed Parsons for that last game too. And Jesus Hernandez says when Sanders runs for the touchdown, the defensive lineman rips his sleeve. Rips his sleeve on his shirt. Said that was freaking crazy to see. Says like Hulk Hogan says ripping his shirt. Says WWF style. No, I didn't see that shit. And the Deuce sign says Packers ain't going to get the chip. Man, for the sake of this shit that we be on with the sports, I would love to see Green Bay win the Super Bowl, bro. That shit would be the most comical shit ever, just so it can be thrown back in the face of Jerry funky ass Jones. Jerry Depends diaper wearing ass Jones. That shit would be the hugest slap and the most comical shit in the history of football, to watch Michael Parsons go on and win a Super Bowl in Green Bay after leaving the goddamn delusional owned Cowboys. And then Dusine says, I told you that Shedeur could says Cahoot says you thought because he was arrogant, says he wasn't NFL. Man, dude, she ain't never ever hear me say that he was not NFL ready. You heard me say before, even leading before the draft, that a lot of his arrogance needed to be turned off because I knew this shit would happen in this draft. I'm telling you, I'll be seeing shit. I'll be always right because I'll be studying pussy ass people of the world, homie. I seen this shit from all the videos when they upload. I just see shit you upload. I peep shit and I'll be like, oh, this is going to be the outcome of that shit. He was in there doing certain shit. These old grease monkey ass punk bitches of the NFL was going to use that shit against him. On top of him being the son of one of the greatest motherfuckers that ever put pads and cleats on. Shedeur up there what's he doing? Video contact, coming out here, looking over here at the Vegas gallery at expensive cars, going to look at homes. I'm like, damn, I don't know why they uploaded that shit. Him in training camp with the dude he played today, Cam Ward. Him in there talking on videos about him being the number 1 or number 2 pick. And I'm like, damn, why are you putting that shit out there? All these little jealous motherfuckers gonna do is sit there and look at this shit and be like, we don't want this dude here, and overlook how good he is. And they let him ride. I didn't think he was gonna go all the way to the 5th round though. I'd have never in my mind thought, but I knew he wasn't gonna go first round. I knew he was gonna go first too, because I was like, they're gonna teach him a lesson. They're gonna humble him. And I was right on that shit. These motherfuckers went beyond what I thought they'd ever do. And that was the foulest shit. But hell, he can go out and turn into some old Tom Brady ass dude. So I was definitely right on that shit. So they ain't saying he couldn't quarterback, because I know he can quarterback. His thing, he need to get the ball in his hand. But watching him hold the ball, he be sitting there looking up the field, trying to hope things open up. And shit, like I say, when he let that ball go, his ball is accurate, homie. That's one thing that dude can do. That dude done been through some quarterback in school. That damn pass is accurate. And then Jesus says Green Bay laughing, says, let's go. Man, Green Bay win that shit gonna be funny as fuck. Man, I already know you gonna hate on that shit, dude. You gonna hate like a mug. He said the Packers ain't getting the shit. I'm gonna come back to this video, man. And then TB says I had Jamal Murray, says for 24 points, says last week, says and watch him not take a shot, or says and watch him not take a shot and pass the ball the whole third quarter, says, and had 10. Says the next night, says I'll take him under, says under, he go for 52. Wait, y'all, points. They put up 52 points. See, I don't be trusting none of that gambling shit. I don't know how y'all be doing it, man. I don't trust with what's going on in the sports world. And the fact that now they have allowed, because of the incompetence of the FBI, they have allowed organized crime groups to infiltrate this shit. And it ain't just even an organized crime groups. It's a bunch of these little degenerate, punk ass little YouTube streamers, influencer groups who are part of that shit. All that FanDuel. They no different than the fucking mafia neither. What are they, the kids of some goddamn government officials that y'all overlook them? FanDuel and Dual Pool and whatever the little betting shit. Like, fuck out of here. Like, these fools, man. Man, we just got incompetence and shit. We got infiltration of business motherfuckers trying to run all through the government and go about a destructive ass operation on things, man. Deuce Time says this channel will be gone. Says will be gone too. Says by the Super Bowl. Look at that. I'm gonna lose this channel by. No, I ain't, man. I'm doing good on YouTube, man. I'm staying out of trouble with YouTube, man. Me and YouTube, best of friends, man. I'll be messing it up. YouTube know my heart. Like y'all say, like you people be fucking up talking about God know my heart. YouTube know my heart, man. I stay out of trouble on this shit. No more strikes. No more strikes and terminations, YouTube. Let me stay in the good grace of YouTube, man. That last fluke on that big ass channel I had, that was cold blooded though. YouTube was cold blooded for that shit. Cold blooded. I don't know how they did me that damn dirty. That was cold blooded, smooth criminal shit. And them fools kicked my ass out of here over another channel, man. God diggity dog. And that matter of fact, I think I might can get that big channel back. I think I gotta wait a while and they may give me that shit back. But that was cold-blooded, heartless. But let me see what else we got on here. Let me see. I'm on my music channel. The music channel I gotta keep deleting after the shows go for so long. I gotta delete them, and that way we can keep the music rolling on one of the backup channels. And then, but yeah, dude's talking about I'm gonna lose the channel before the Super Bowl comes. Shit, I lose it. I'll put another show up so I can laugh at the Cowboys having to watch Micah Parsons in the fucking Super Bowl. And then Godbody Sean says, goofy ass ref says, be in the way too, messing up my money. Says messing up the money, man. I don't be trusting refs neither. That, like, especially in the NBA, I can't stand watching no goddamn NBA games, man. And watch these refs just call bullshit and get people to the damn line. And then you be wondering why certain players be having 40 points and only making 5 baskets and shit because they done been in the free throw line like 30 damn times. I be like, man, what kind of inconsistent shit? There's so much inconsistent shit in the NBA. And concerning these damn refs. Like some games they let them play, but some games these refs is just garbage, homie. Just garbage as fuck. And then Jesus Hernandez says what these analysts won't tell you is that Shedeur was getting hit. Says pressed and pressured every time he passed the ball. Says he showed his standing in the pocket. Says getting hit like yeah, he definitely was standing in that pocket to give his receivers an opportunity. I just hate the only thing I hate about Shedeur game is sometimes is when the pockets collapse as he start rolling back. He starts to try to exit out. And the mistake he makes when he rolls out left. If he rolls out left, it ain't shit there, and he has to try to get the ball to the right side. Now he's out of position. And it's only so much time you got because they show there's only so much time you got because them big 300-pound motherfuckers is moving. They show who team was that? Was he a Brown? They show one fool. This motherfucker was three. I think he played for Tennessee. He might have hit Shedeur. This fool is 366 pounds. And he like 6'4", 366 pounds. The announcer was like, they may be a little generous on that. They saying the dude may be pushing 380. He hawked. I can't think of who team it was. Y'all probably know what play I'm talking about, and they show that shit. But they show this big motherfucker get off, knock whoever was blocking him, roll, hit that quarterback. When he hit the quarterback, he lift up with this motherfucker and landed on him. I said, God damn. Damn, you getting hit, man. These motherfuckers be rolling, homie. They be rolling. So it's like, man, Shedeur got to learn to just either he gonna drop, take the sack. If he can't roll out right, get the ball thrown away too. Because I saw one time he tried to throw the ball away. He threw it right at the ground. They called intentional grounding on his ass. And the TB, because he started to back up, he tried to run forward, and the line collapsed. He saw them big motherfucker threw the ball at the ground. And the TB says, I gamble mostly on college basketball, says more than the NBA. Says the casino's basically printing money on betting, says the spread and taking teams totals, says in alternate totals, total points. Man, them casinos is making so much money off of sports gambling and shit. And matter of fact, I worked with a fool who used to do the handicapping for casinos and shit. And be talking about that gambling shit. But I think that shit was driving that fool crazy. Because that fool used to have anger issues at that mug too. And the Deuce Time says straight up cold-blooded, man. Yeah, you cold-blooded as shit. And the right Bernard says it needs to happen, bro. But what needs to happen? I wish y'all expand more because I'll be behind. You wrote that 5 minutes ago. And then are you talking about Green Bay making it to the Super Bowl? And then Rob G says Deuce praying on your downfall, says cause the Cowboys losing. Yeah. That motherfucker delusional ass sports fan, man. He mad cause he can't wake up and smell the coffee that the Cowboys ain't doing shit. And Micah Parsons has a good chance of making the damn Super Bowl, man. Motherfucking mad over that shit. What's up, Mark Dash? Salute. The Godbody Sean says it was stupid. Says it was stupid to partner with gambling casinos, knowing the marketing machine of America. Says this can be bad for our society. Says way more people are gambling than investing. Yeah, but that's the thing, and I'm glad you brought that shit up. It's the crazy shit. That's what bugs me about how the economy is set up, and the fact that you got dysfunctional motherfuckers trying to set up this economic system. Everybody bringing in all these little bullshit ass ventures and shit. Bullshit ventures that you fuck around and gotta gamble to try to fucking make it. So and that's why people gamble so much. And then imagine how much people are losing because you're unable to get it through, depending on where your job at, what kind of job you have, or how much you're taking on. Some people work good jobs, depending on where you live, the cost of that shit, and everything else going up. And then, but the little rich business pussy ass punks like Trump got people crying that it's about your taxes. Your taxes ain't affecting you. Everything else around you. The taxes are affecting punks like Trump who don't want to give back to anything because they're unpatriotic. They don't give two fucks about the American people. And they cry about tax codes and try to run in there and take shit out because they don't want to add nothing back to American society. And they want to shut Americans out from everything. Bring computers to replace you. So therefore, computers don't need wages. And this is one thing that dumbass people and the fact that y'all have a poor inability to think when you vote. You vote for idiots like Trump and then you cry about him when he's fucking you. But the fact that people are gambling to supplement income and shit, or to supplement what they need to add into what they bring in annually, or hoping to make it one day rich. People aren't just gambling for the sake of fucking gambling because they're into sports. They're gambling to make additional income. And some people have turned that shit into professions. I didn't think people were doing that shit. I didn't see that shit until when I started working at Enterprise. And this one chick I was working with, matter of fact, she was a chick training me up there. And she was cool. She was a cool ass white chick, real cool. But she was leaving because she was like, she was outside of work, did like professional, she was professional gambling. I don't know if it was poker or what, because it is some professional gamblers out here. But she had come into a trust fund. She came in a trust fund from her grandfather. She was leaving Enterprise and was going to live off her trust fund and go and be a professional gambler. I think she's doing poker, whatever. I don't know if poker or blackjack's one of the motherfuckers. And that was it. Because a lot of people don't want to work, especially younger people. Younger people ain't getting into this damn job market, and that's why companies are having a hard time hiring them. And all you hear is dumbass old people criticizing these motherfuckers. No, you make it to where these companies can't hire nobody, and then it's going to even be better, being that they deporting all the other people that companies brought in here to pay under the table and don't pay shit. That you're going to be left to have to pay these people more, pay them for what they're worth, pay for what a greater percentage of what the company brings in annually. Outside it, but other than that, younger people rather go out here and take penitentiary chances, taking risks, and to find out how big the reward is. They rather take risks for large rewards. And that's even with people who do the gambling. The risk versus reward. And some of that shit, for some people, is worth the damn risk. With being the risk is what you're going to lose and the potential what you can earn. Because I work with people all day. I hear them talking about games and shit. I hear so many people I work with that gamble and shit. Gamble, I be hearing them doing them little what's the shit you do for the damn tickets, parlays and all this other shit. Some of them I hear hit good money and shit. It don't entice me, but I be like, I look at America from a situation where America is. Like, damn, why are so many people having a hard time of getting by? Why are there so many people sleeping on the streets? I'm a real ass American. That's why I don't listen to no backwood redneck motherfucker or no punk ass Trump looking motherfucker wearing a suit trying to tell people how to be Americans. Y'all niggas bitches, you new arrivals, you scumbags, you dirt bags. You come from a poor morality, and your religion is a bunch of shit full of a God that ain't even in existence, that you'll never believed in. They push a religion on a bunch of the uneducated motherfuckers around this world about what a God is, and they don't even believe in a motherfucker. God to them is a dollar, but they put it into where you have to obey him, and you committing all kind of sins and shit. And it says a stupid said, oh yeah, I read that one. But that's even the thing where the NBA even denied Jordan when Jordan wanted to go into ownership of a team in the NBA. Jordan, and this is a long time, this is before he even brought that damn, what was the team Jordan bought? Charlotte or some shit? Jordan wanted to bring a team out here. And I was thinking when what's the T-Mobile Arena? When the T-Mobile Arena was being built, I was like, oh shit, that's about to be the Charlotte Hornets. I'm like, they're going to let Jordan bring an NBA team out here. Because Jordan was the first one I heard bring that shit. That's when David Stern, punk ass, is the commissioner. But they were saying they didn't want sports gambling. They didn't want bring an NBA team to Vegas because of the gambling shit. Now it's all type of gambling and that shit. They got teams wearing fucking logos, teams getting endorsements and shit. And then Gabby Sean says I see about 5 gambling ads a day, says or more. See, I don't even pay attention. My gambling is a nice little drive, going to the state line, buy me a lottery ticket, and in hopes that I hit the jackpot. And then Jesus Hernandez says facts, says I cannot watch the NBA, says absolute trash. Yeah, I don't like that shit. I hate the fucking NBA. And like the times I call the games, them referees piss me off. The referees have always pissed me off watching NBA games. And they be like, you slowing the game down. These motherfuckers can be running back and forth. Stop calling these fouls. And then the fact that I watch players take shots and how they be making fouls. A player would lean, jump forward into a motherfucker, act like he hit, and these old incompetent ass referees call this shit a foul. Mark Nash says right, says why is that some games they let them play, says our playoff basketball, says no, call the fouls consistently. Yeah, these referees can't get shit right, and they probably get told on how to call these games or keep it to where you make it to where this team is you give this team a greater chance of winning, a favorite. Jesus Zanata says what is that? Giovanni Sweetie says he's a big ass fuck. I'm not even sure who that is. And then Martinez says, says, did you talk about Victor says Victor Snow says stepping out of bounds? Nuh-uh. And which game was that? Which game was that? Victor Snow? What game was that? Stepping out of bounds in a game? No, I don't think, unless that's when I turned the damn game off. Let me see. I don't even know who Victor Snow is. Hold on. But what game was that? Yeah, I'm trying to see. Who is Victor Snow? I don't even see. Oh, for Buffalo. No, I didn't watch the Buffalo game. Buffalo is the one where they that was a tight game. I think I heard that was the one where they won off that interception or some shit. I didn't watch that shit. The only game I watched today was the Shedeur one. I turned that shit off. I turned the Shedeur shit off, and then to see them motherfuckers down there came back. I couldn't believe he did that shit. Jesus says the NFL is fixed. Says the Zebras have earpieces. Says they get instructions on when and where to throw a flag. Says the games are fixed. Says facts. But see, that's the thing that has allowed the conspiracies, because I think that's a conspiracy too, though. But then again, I wouldn't put it past them. But during the game where they throwing some of these flags, I don't know if that come from upstairs, but I think it's bullshit that on replays, the replays is coming from some damn remote ass location where the fool calls the damn calls the play. And then the referee just goes back to the field and then announces whatever these people somewhere, wherever the NFL got this damn refereeing crew. Like the Cowboys game, like the other day, I give the Cowboys this credit that they was cheated like a motherfucker on that Deuce time. What was that one I called you about? That was bullshit. Was it it was that touchdown? Wasn't a touchdown they called back? Hold on, I know I got the text. Let me read this text I sent my cousin, man. Hold on. Where that shit? I was like, because I know I wrote you. I was like, man, that was fucked up what they just did. Hold on. It was. Man, what was this one? Wait, what's that one? Said blah blah. I think it was a touchdown or some shit they called back. Where dude's time? Pass interference. Yeah, it was one of the worst pass interferences I ever seen called in my damn life. I can't recall the play off the top of my dome, but when watching that shit real time, that shit was foul. And they called it a pass interference. And it's like you deliberately trying to throw this damn game. You watch to where they even go to review shit, and then they get the review wrong. I think they even went under the whatever they call that shit, went under the hood to go get a call on the pass interference. It still calls a pass interference. I was like, God damn. What kind of shit going on in this damn shit? And Deuce Time says, I'm at peace with the Cowboys season. And then that's good. That's good. You're at peace with it. Be at peace with the Clippers too. Rob G and the rolling. Godbody Sean says gambling makes you chase a fake high of getting rich. Says when in fact says you will give them, he meant give them more money than you make off them. Yeah, that's the thing. Or they'll entice you by saying, oh, somebody hit the jackpot. Somebody won 20 million at the casino. In a hope to draw other people thinking they'll get that shit. Like, man, nah, man. These motherfuckers, this is why they're able to build all these new ass casinos, throw all this money. They can tear down casinos and like hell no, off of people losing and shit, taking a risk. And then Picasso says Grizzlies is the team Jordan was invested in, I think. Says Jordan is a gambler too. Says I think he had a legitimate gambling problem. That's what all these fools gamble. Owners go to the casinos gamble. Dana White, a big time gambler. All these fools with big money, they gamble and shit. but you have to regulate with what they can and can't do, and what you can do as an owner. Godbody Sean says fun fact, says founder of BET, says a black man owned the Charlotte Bobcats. Oh yeah, that's right. I remember, I knew that, but I forgot that Bob Johnson did own that shit, and then he ended up selling his shares of that team to Jordan, right? Ain't that how Jordan got into the team or some shit? Salute to Bob Johnson to be able to make that much money off of BET. Salute to him, man. And then Jashawn says cover the college football playoffs. Man, I want to cover that damn Indiana game, man. What was I for the Indiana game? Why didn't cover? Oh, wait, the fight was on. That was during the fights. Man, Indiana, salute to that NIL shit. Talent spread all over the damn area, man. That was a hell of a fight win. And then, I know Ohio fans was pissed off when that damn when that kicker missed that fucking field goal, and it wasn't even a far out field goal. They better go watch that kicker bank account. That kicker, these 4 athletes better know that old Aladdin Hapu ass motherfucker, Cash Patel, he in there watching that shit. Patel watching it, but Patel probably about to get kicked out because he a trick. That trick about to get Cash Patel kicked out the FBI, on top of him being incompetent and Trump knowing nothing. He ain't nothing but a little glizzy liquor motherfucker. So he gonna kick him out the FBI. He been worthless to the motherfucker. He done played himself dark as motherfucking burnt sand. And the motherfucker think he Anglo-Saxon and shit. That's how bad the British done whipped the minds of motherfuckers from out of India. And then Mark Nash says, dude is we for the dude is we are met wide receiver for the Buffalo, so stepping out of the bounds, says intentionally, says, oh no, I know exactly what you're talking about. You talking about this fool. Hold on, let me pull that. I got it on my Instagram. Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about. Hold on, it's on my Instagram. Let me go over here. For those who haven't seen this shit. Yeah, this shit was the most ridiculous shit ever right here. Hold on. This one was the most ridiculous, just clear as goddamn day that a fool is pulling some scam type shit. Let me pull up this Instagram shit. Look at this video of Kobe. Hold on. Look at this shit of young Kobe, man. Look at this.
Il figlio di Joe e devo dire che è un fenomeno.
Hey, look, that bus look like that. The color of that bus look like the old LA RTD bus.
Chi l'ha visto veramente giocare dice praticamente che ha delle doti incredibili. Sei davvero così, Kobe?
Sì.
Sì. Quindi non smentisci, sei un grande giocatore.
Man, look at this raggedy ass fucking hair. Kobe to the Italian bar. Look at my nigga Kobe, God. That shit crazy, this Kobe, man. Get that nigga old fucked up flat top. Look, he got a little line in this shit. Oh my God. They didn't have one of them old Gambino ass niggas. Got a Gambino cut, man.
Diciamo che abbastanza. Per la tua età, diciamo, insomma.
Look. I got one of them old Texas cuts, man.
Stai facendo delle grosse cose. Sei consapevole che potresti diventare un grande giocatore professionista come tuo papà?
Speriamo.
Tu ci conti molto?
Sì.
This motherfucking Kobe, man.
Poi era
un
ragazzino molto.
Kobe Bryant,
Man, he must have been good as hell because his dad was an ex-NBA. But here go that play. Here go the Buffalo player play. Oh, my God. Kobe here, he went to the Gambino house to get a cut.
Oh, with space, makes the catch. And you're not going to catch this guy, but he stepped out of bounds. No, when it looked like he was in the clear, stepped out of bounds. Oh, with space, makes the catch. And you're not going to catch this guy, but he stepped out of bounds.
Man, what kind of shit? Look where the end zone at. The end zone right here. End zone right here. What a fucking idiot. Yeah, if I was a coach, and I'll be an extreme coach. That's why I can never be a coach. I would immediately remove that kid off my damn team. I wouldn't give a damn how good the kid is. You gotta go. I'm sorry. You can go to our rival school or some shit. But you gotta go. I'll be like Bob Knight if I was coaching. I'd be cussing and all type of shit. I couldn't deal with that stupid shit. But yeah, so that's the dude you was talking about. And he says it was last week. This time says the pass interference call. And then God by Sean says crazy James Madison and Tulane says is in the college football playoffs. I like that shit. I like these old non-big ass programs who make it that shit. I would love to see them upset everybody. But that Indiana shit, Indiana a real team. And then Picasso says I don't like gambling, says because you have to go against your best judgment. Says kind of like trying to think like a cheater. Like they say, people who gamble, man, especially if you're a fan of a team, you can't be an emotional gambler. That's all they say. Can't be emotional gambler. You can't go in there having biases. I'm a fan of this team. This is my favorite team. You got to go into really analyzing shit, like how people break down when they're going to pick a fight. And that'd be the thing. That'd be the flaw with boxing fans. Boxing fans sometimes get so caught up in a boxer and this boxer, this and that they'll pick their favorite boxer to whoop everybody ass, and they're not looking at what are the tangibles between the two fighters. What attributes do each one of them have? What cancels out what? And then sometimes you don't be knowing the reports on shit. If a motherfucker injured, hiding some injury, because they'll let you know an injury when they lose and shit. And then and then Jashawn says I seen that. They in there rolling, laughing at Kobe haircut. Picasso in there rolling. Says a flat top with a baby shag in the back. Yeah, hey, you got Kobe hair all the way fucked up. Cause you imagine growing up as a black kid and ain't no black barbers around that motherfucker. That shit is all bad. That's what the Army was like for me, man. I was glad when I got back to LA, man. Cause then I start finding barbers that look like me and shit. We used to have to go to a little on base bar shop. Matter of fact, no, it was a black folk. It was an Asian dude that used to own a black barber. Damn, who was at Fort Hood? Whoever was at Fort Hood, remember this barber. It was in Killeen. It was an Asian dude, but all the barbers were black. And especially there's a lot of barbers out of Philly. Philly barbers, man, really take that barbering shit serious than a motherfucker. They really take that shit serious. A lot of East Coast cats take the barbering shit serious, but especially out of Philly. Man, the Philly barbershop got to be off the hook. But it was that fool name? This fool name was Chung or some shit like that. Anybody who was at Fort Hood that knew the one bar, because other than that, you had to go to them little like regular Asian barbers. They wouldn't give you no lineup. They just go cut your shit off, and then that motherfucker. Next thing you know, they start doing. What the fuck you doing, man? Fools get the They used to give you a massage. Like, man, you'll get your fucking ass up off me and shit. Like hell no, I ain't coming for that shit. Then you look at your haircut. They don't know how to line, especially like. With a black hairstyle, blacks, you gotta put style to that shit. Then they be like, and I used to hate that shit. They used to have these old high-tech clippers that suck the hair up. So you want to see none of your hair fall to the ground. Like, what kind of high-tech, nerdy-ass shit is this? And you just have to accept just having a whack-ass fucking haircut. No lineup, no nothing. Just they be done in 5 minutes. Like, oh, hell no. Like, this shit was whack. Then the homie found that one barber. I think that shit was named Chung. It was an Asian dude that owned it, but everybody in there was black. Everybody was black in there. And then Jashawn says a coach in on that, laugh out loud, talking that Buffalo game. He says, man, take my comment off the screen. Says, why you clowning Kobe? He says, I don't want to co-sign that shit, man. Yeah, Kobe shit all the way me fucked up, man. I didn't even notice that shit when I first loaded that shit on my shit. And then Mark says, man, what kind of shit is that? Says God investigate that guy, man. Yeah, the Buffalo dude. Yeah, he a full of shit ass athlete, man. He'll definitely be off my team. I'll be a coach that will I'll forfeit the season. I'll probably kick so many people off the fucking team. And they're just shining, they're rolling. I'll probably fire coaches, all that shit. Like, I don't know how people can coach, man. I had to be like the direct athletic director where I can fire the coach when I'm tired of him. And then Nano Boxer says you couldn't find a barber in the Army. Says to touch up your LA Jerry curl. Man, hell no, I was no barbers, especially if you went on base. That's why when you look at the little military cuts, you see them all bullshit ass haircuts. You go in them barbers, the barbers garbage. You need black barbers. Black barbers is everything. Black barber is everything. But the regular barbers, man, y'all hair, y'all cuts be garbage. That's why you get even with the other races. This how influential, and black people got to start waking the fuck up, become more professional, stop being hating assholes. That even with other groups, and I went to one of these barbers thinking, but they couldn't cut my hair. They fucked my hair up too. But these fools, even in their style, are dealing with even like the Mexican barbers have stepped up. They have started adapting Black American styles. And even some of the younger white barbers have adapted. Some of the younger white kids are even going to black barbers and shit. But some of them either go to like the Latinos or the Puerto Rican shops, or even the Dominican motherfuckers, because they deal with black style hair and even, regular Caucasian like hair. But a black barber, we put that line up shit. Whoever perfected that shit, because looking at old videos back in the day, barbering was garbage back then too. And then whoever designed the fade and shit, I think the fade is where the presentation and how people looked and shit changed and shit. Because I think the fade brought that lineup and shit. That shit brought that lineup. Because we used to get our hair cut by an old cat. When you got the younger cats start cutting hair, making the fade and all that shit, lineups and shit really changed up. But see, Kobe didn't get it because them Italians don't know about, because they hair hangover and shit. So they ain't got to get lineups and shit. They wear that long hair shit. They may line the back up, but all this shit, line and doing all this shit, they ain't doing none of that shit. So that's how they had Kobe. The barbers out there in Italy wasn't used to that shit. Get out of here, Muliano. And then but that's all I got on this one, man. Everybody out here is calling for the job of this sorry ass clown for the Cleveland goddamn Browns. Everybody want them out here. I mean, there's videos just all over the place. Matter of fact, I'm looking at Richard Sherman. I'm about to put up this other video of this content I watched on Rayful Emmons, where the guy talking about when the feds come and take them down, and he talking about Oliver North being in the prison with him, all this shit. So here is Richard Sherman talking about Kevin Stefanski says trying to undercut Shedeur Sanders. Everybody talking about this shit. The people who are company people that work for the networks that find themselves playing it safe and staying away from calling it out from what they see, tonight, the gloves were off. Everybody's taking their gloves off. Said no more staying silent on this shit. The gloves are off. Get rid of Kevin Stefanski. Get rid of him. It's over with. Enough of this trying to stay about this situation. It is deliberate. And tomorrow morning, if this dude ain't fired, everybody sitting on these networks when they cover this Cleveland, it may be, I wouldn't be surprised if some of these corny ass networks like ESPN and them don't want to address this Cleveland game tomorrow. But if they address that Cleveland game tomorrow, which I'm pretty sure the viewers want it, so they probably be driven into addressing that shit, everybody in there going to be talking about fire Kevin Stefanski. It's going to be one of the largest outcries for people calling for the job of Kevin Stefanski. If there's any coaching job that people are calling for to be gone, like they'll highlight who's on the hot seat, this person potentially losing their job at the end of the season or before the season. They may talk about that, but they're going to actually call for this team to fire Kevin Stefanski. And as well as fans, there's so many fans calling for this shit. And it is time to get this dude up out of here. It is time for him to get up out of here. Then let me see. Benetti president, Patrice Talleyrand says condemn foil coup. So look, they go America and them Europeans in here in Africa trying to create the downfall of some president in Benin. Motherfuckers is pieces of shit, man. We got some real pieces of shit. Let me see. Bud and did an interview with Forbes. I'm gonna watch that. Let me see. Let me find this video I was talking about. Look, everybody doing this shit on Shedeur. Everybody doing these videos. It is time for Stefanski to get up out of here. And that's the only righteous decision in football right now. It's the only thing that makes sense is for them to get rid of this dude. Let me play this video from out of Washington D.C. So it went into this Washington D.C. shit. Wait, hold on, where's this mug at? Then where's this one? Man, this one was good, man. It was just crazy listening. He was talking about all the money that these dudes are bringing in, but when you look at the drug, where they talk about the drug lords and all that shit, it is small change to compare how much they were going in. But they was talking about Rayful Evans made a touch $100 million, and this in the early 90s. So imagine what these other guys who this country was allowing to bring that shit in here were making. Like, so here it is right here. This is the video right here. This is a great ass fucking interview right here with this dude who was one of Rayful Edmonds' right hand man. And even he was talking about even when the guys who end up getting caught and Rayful Edmonds being brought in, how Rayful Edmonds was forgiving a lot of these dudes. And one of the guys who really set things off when he get busted going to California, going to California to purchase some drugs, and some old undercover come up to this dude, and this dude try to get greedy and work a deal for himself, end up being undercover. This dude getting to all that. It's a 3-hour fucking interview. Worth that shit. It's worth that shit. And even I was looking at another thing out of Washington, because Washington was vicious as fuck. Washington was vicious as hell, but they was always, and even the one thing with the Washington cats, where you hear like the Wayne Perrys and how they known for man, they killing to them was like sports. They enjoyed that shit. It sounded like back during them days in DC. But in a lot of videos, they was talking about nobody fuck with Rayful Edmonds. So he was maybe well respected, highly protected dude out there, and was making big time money. Had cold connects, but these connects were brought in here by American government officials. America let Colombians roll in here, let fucking Nicaraguans roll in here before Mexico ever had a touch on this shit. These old white chumps in this country allow this shit. And then when they want to wash their hands, they get people manipulated and believing other groups had something to do with it. Ain't no way no Colombians know how to move through certain cities, how to set up infrastructure, who to partner with, if it ain't from some old inside source out the CIA or FBI connecting that shit. Jashawn says Pickens went in on that nigga, laugh my ass off. Wait, Pickens went off on who? Who Pickens go off on? And then Picasso says the league and others are pulling together for firing, says for the firing, says, but why it takes everyone, says, to do what they GM supposed to do. Sometimes it's the way it works. Sometimes they be one that hope that their collective group are being in kind of a dog whistling language. Oh, you said you talking about Richard Sherman's went off on Pickens. Yeah, that's why I wish y'all, when y'all write y'all sentences, y'all add in who you talking about, went off for somebody. Yeah, I didn't know Richard Sherman's had a show on YouTube and shit. And then Picasso says, wait, did I ever post that video, what I was talking about with the Rayful Edmonds shit? Yeah, I did. Yeah, that shit was good, man. And even they was talking about, the dude was talking about how he was next to Oliver North and shit. And he was tripping like, damn, who is this fool? He got all these military people coming up in here. And then Picasso says the league and others are pulling together, says for the firing, says, but why it takes everyone to do what the GM's supposed to? Because they hoes. On the box, it says the Brown coach says won't get fired, says because he's taking orders from the GM in the front office. Man, they need to move in to have the NFL come in there and take this team. And then Jashawn, I read that one. And Ano Boxer says that's not true. Says a lot of people went at raid. Says the crew from our street says went at raid crew. Okay, because you from DC, so you would know. Says Trinidad crew says went at raid. Says that's why Little Nut says got shot up. Says stop believing the internet, Reg. No, it ain't believing the internet. But I heard even people, when I'm listening to them talk about like Wayne Perry and all them, they was speaking like highly of Rayful Edmonds in them. Ain't no believing. You may know intricate shit, so I can't go off of that. I can only go off of what I've been hearing in interviews, not from like internet niggas like how they talk about LA shit, but like listening to like the Sean Branches and Ear to Christ and all them other cats. I don't ever hear them dog Rayful Edmonds. So I'm going off of that. And I like how outside niggas that talk LA shit or Poetic Flacco nigga talk LA gang shit. And he says, go listen to Tony Lewis Sr. This is on Vlad TV. Says everybody on the Northwest side says looked up to Tony Lewis. I'll check that out. But damn, what I was coming across, there was something about like Alpo was involved in getting one of them cats knocked off. But they were saying, because I was looking at something, they was talking about he was well respected out there. Some dude named Michael Jackson ended up killing the dude. Who I'm talking about, I know boxing. They was talking about he was highly respected, older cat. But then he ended up being killed off by, matter of fact, I was listening to that FBI dude who brought Alpo and Wayne Perry them down. But they was talking about it was a dude that Alpo and them wouldn't cross him, this dude, but they ended up setting it up where Michael Frey, there you go. Yeah, Frey. Says Alpo got Frey hit, yeah, by Michael Jackson cat. That's what I was hearing people talk highly of Frey. And then hearing about the setup. And it's crazy with Alpo setting all them cats up. Like, I hate listening to the Alpo fucking story. And it just makes me look at how trash these prosecutors are. Or even looking in the story when just staying around the paid in full cast of people and shit. Of looking at Rich's uncle. And the fact that Rich's uncle gets 20 years. That motherfucker's a free dude now. And probably reliving his life as he's probably an older dude. Probably re-scripting who he is and just adapted into society. That's why I don't respect a lot of old people I come across neither. If it's an old person with little bitch-ass characteristics and act ignorant as fuck, I'll be viewing them like you's a piece of old, you probably was a one of these old foul-ass, punk-ass motherfuckers and now able to relive your life. And you still got them little punk-ass qualities within you that you can't shake. And it's a lot of these old punk-ass people. Just because they snitch, they end up getting a second chance at life. And I think that nigga done killed his nephew and other people, and the prosecutor, because he snitched, let this rat motherfucker the fuck out. Man, we got some of the wrong motherfuckers running America, man. The wrong motherfuckers running America from the wrong fucking families. And there's a vote for these type of motherfuckers. I know Boxer says I met Michael Jackson in DC jail. Says Slim was good folks. He wasn't that good of folks. He ended up killing motherfuckers over nothing. And then Jesus Hernandez says, please play that funny clip of Coach Stefanski being complete trash. Now, I don't want to play it too much, and then they end up hitting me with a damn, what's that shit called? That motherfucking claim on that shit. Because I'm almost monetized again, so I don't want to keep getting too many clips they want to call back and shit. But, folks, that's all I got. I'm going to catch y'all on the next one. Peace.